In this video we're checking out an amazing saltwater store in Ukraine. As you know, there's an ongoing conflict in Ukraine and these people often have to deal with power outages among other things. That's why when I heard from another hobbyist about this store, I knew I wanted to do a video on it. I wanted to find out how he has been dealing with this for over the past 500 plus days. It took me some effort because the other hobbyist forgot the store's name, but said that he had read about it in reefing groups and on reef builders. Eventually I found it. I sent the owner, Aleksandr, a message and today I'm bringing you a tour of the reef store in Odessa, Ukraine. I really like the look as you stand in front of Aleksandr's store. All the beautiful green plants are a nice touch, especially with the red sign. His neighbors already prepared for what's to come in the winter. They have a massive generator to supply their store with electricity. Aleksandr has generators for his store as well. As you can imagine, these tanks and all their equipment require a ton of energy. So during power outages he can make sure that his tanks don't end up without electricity for too long. That will be a big disaster for all the corals and fish inside. So when the electrical problem started, he had to change most of the light fixtures on the aquariums. He used to have a lot of hybrid and T5 lighting fixtures, but those consume a lot more energy as, for example, LED lighting. He switched to LED to reduce his electricity consumption so that his generator was enough for the whole store. Aleksandr told me about a big problem he faced during one of the power outages. At some point he had to leave the store because there was a curfew in place during the night. He had to turn off the generator and the fireplace stopped burning, which was heating the store in the evening. It can get quite cold in Odessa during the winter. At some point the fireplace cooled down entirely. Because of this, the humidity levels rose to record highs. And because of this, he had short circuits everywhere. All the equipment automatically switched off. And keep in mind, he wasn't able to go to his store to fix it. Well, early in the morning he had to come back to turn everything back on again. Luckily the corals and livestock made it through the night. I can't imagine the stress he went through during that moment. Like when I get a notification from one of my control apps on my phone, I already panic. So let alone an entire store that you can go to fix it. Some of the tanks he has set up in his store are well over 10 years old. Some even are 12 to 14 years old. I think that's really impressive. A lot of the corals in his tank are massive. You can see that he has kept some of them for years. He told me that some of them are like monuments. Like some of these corals, he probably won't even be able to get them out of the tanks because of their size and how they've grown onto the reef over the years. He told me he had a massive SPS coral that probably weighed about 20 kilos. It was massive. These pieces are truly fascinating. The farm is stocked with tons, and I mean tons of corals. From some budget soft corals to high-end torches, mushroom corals and chalice species. Every tank is a big surprise and you keep seeing more stuff the longer you look at it. Aleksandr also showed me his private aquarium he keeps at home. Once you get up close, it's even more impressive. Over all these years, the corals have grown alongside each other and through each other to give it a very unique and natural look. I saw expensive bounce mushroom corals and many other high-end species when I got up close, but we're not showing it all in this video. I want to do a separate video on this tank, so stay tuned. Now Aleksandr has been featured in a few reef builders articles over the years. He has his own Aquarium skimmer brand. ANC is an acrylic manufacturer which has been working on a very unique protein skimmer design that is bursting novelty features. He offered me one of his skimmers to check out, but as you know, I don't use any skimmers on my tank, so I proposed a different idea. In the next few weeks I'm recording new episodes for the Reef Tank Tour series, and one of the tanks was in need for a new powerful skimmer. Aleksandr sent me one of his skimmers and we will be installing it on one of those tanks soon. If you want to learn more about his skimmers, let me tell you, they are truly innovative. Check out the Reef Builders article which I've linked to this video. Now, I was very intrigued to learn more about the aquarium industry in Ukraine during this time of conflict. I was wondering what kind of challenges the hobbyists face now that they have to deal with things like power outages, shortages, curfews and so much more. I asked Aleksandr about other stores and private aquariums, but he told me that there weren't that many left. A lot of hobbyists had to take down their aquariums because of the situation. For all the Ukrainian people with aquariums who are watching this video, know that you can always contact Aleksandr if you are in need for any supplies to keep your aquarium running. He has a lot in stock. I have said it before and I'll say it again. I am stunned and impressed by the fact that Aleksandr has been able to keep his tanks and his store in top condition despite all the problems he's facing. I want to thank Aleksandr dearly for taking the time to show us around his store and telling us about the whole operation. I have seen quite a few of my holy grail corals in these aquariums. As you know, I love chalice corals. They are one of my holy grail coral species. Now I have a pretty big piece myself, or so I thought, because look at these pieces he has in his tank. They are at least 10 times the size of my chalice. He has a lot of corals in stock and they all look super healthy. Which one of these is your favorite? I can't pick just one out of all these beauties, so help me decide. There are so many stories we could tell about this store and his tanks, because it's such a great place, but that will make this video hours long. Now if you're interested in learning all the details about this store and all the show tanks individually, let me know in the comments, because who knows, maybe we will go back and document it all. Now please give Aleksandr a follow online and let me know your thoughts. Thanks for watching!